Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Peggy. Thanks for joining me today. Today I thought we would talk about some New Year's resolutions. Happy New Year. Talk about a few goals that I'm setting and maybe some categories that will help you to set your goals for the new year. I'm also going to tell you about the Pantry challenge that I'm participating in this year. I'm trying to get through January without going to the grocery store too much. I'm sure I'm going to have to go a little bit, but I'm trying to keep the grocery budget down as much as possible. We have a lot of things that we need to purchase coming up here just to make things work in our small home for our family. So we need to keep that grocery budget down as much as we can. So we're going to eat through a lot of our current stockpile in order to save some money. So I'll tell you about that. But let me know what your goals are for this year. I would love to hear it. I'm going to try to keep it to just a few so that I can really track it and hopefully it will be more achievable. I'm going to tell you my 10 different categories, and hopefully that will be helpful for you if you're setting some goals for this year also. I know it's kind of the middle of January now, but it's never too late to set some goals and start thinking about these things. You don't have to have a new year. You can have a new month or a new week to start setting some goals and achieving some things. So I love setting goals. I know it's not everybody's thing, but I think it's helpful, especially to write them down and look back and consider what needs improvement and what actually was achieved. So I think those are good things to do. So here are my 10 categories: spiritual, marriage, family, parenting, friends, homemaking, homeschooling, health, reading, and financial. So those are my 10 categories, and that is what I'm thinking about. And I'm wanting to just set one goal per category to start out this year. And as those are achieved, then maybe I can set more goals. I usually like to make a long list of goals for the year. I get excited about it. I want to do that, but I never get all of them achieved. So I'm thinking one goal for each of these categories is still 10 things, and that would be really big to finish that many things this year. So if things in each category are achieved, then I can make a new goal. But I'm going to give myself grace and remember that, making some kind of progress is a good thing, and I don't want to overdo it. So first category is spiritual goal. So I want to just be more consistent with my Bible reading. I think that is the best goal that I could have. So I want to do my Bible reading consistently 5 days a week. This is just like individual Bible reading each day. That happens in my homeschool with our Bible lesson. And I think that's good, but I want to step it up a little bit this year and be more consistent with my daily Bible reading. Our church has a daily Bible reading plan where you read Monday through Friday and you end up reading the whole New Testament in the year. So I'm going to try to follow that. On Sundays, the Lord's Day, I'm really focusing on the sermon, what I heard, and I'm meditating on that throughout the week. So I want to add in Monday through Friday Bible reading. That's my spiritual goal for this year. Second, my marriage goal. For Andy and I, we need to start reading together again. We did a lot of that a few years ago, and the last few years there's been just a lot of busyness, a lot going on, and we've slacked on that a lot. So to start reading together in the evenings, we usually pick a book and we'll just read it to each other, just a few pages a night. So that's my goal for this year for our marriage. Next is our family goal. For our family, I want us to have some kind of outing, like a walk or a visit to the park or something like that outside of the house once a week. So I want that to include Andy, my husband. So it's got to be a time when he's home and he's coming with us. So anything that's just me with the kids, which doesn't happen a whole lot because we have 7 children that are all very young. All of our kids are 8 years old and younger. So I don't go out of the house a whole lot where it's just me. So our family goal is to go outside of the house once a week to do a family outing, whether it's a walk or it's to the playground or something like that. And it has to include Andy, my husband, so he has to be home for it. Okay, so my parenting goal this year is to spend more time playing with my children, just loving on them, playing with them. I need to spend more time doing that. I'm spending a lot of time managing our home and doing, a lot of cooking from scratch, cleaning, training them to do chores, like all those kinds of things. But I want to spend more time playing with them and just loving them well. So when I'm doing all of the disciplining that I'm normally doing, they know that this is because my mom and my dad love me. I want them to see that, and I want it to be really tangible to them. So I'm wanting to spend more time every day playing with everybody and just spending some good time loving on them. My next category is friends. So I'm going to include church members in that. So my goal for friends and other church members in my community is to have someone in my home, some family or an individual, at least once per month, over for dinner, to hang out, whatever the case may be, have someone over in my home once a month. And I do a ladies' book study that I'm calling Coffee with the Puritans, because we always read a Puritan book. So I always do that once a month, so I'm not counting that. This is a separate time with just one family or one individual to come and hang out and eat dinner and spend time together. Next is my parenting goal. So my parenting goal this year, I have a crying baby that I need to go tend to. Okay, homemaking category. This year, I want to focus on not purchasing any more bread products. I want to make everything. I already make some bread. I can make a pretty good sourdough bread. I can make some good bread like to go with soup and things like that. I can make biscuits. I have a video about that I can link for you. But I want to focus on the bread products that I'm buying. I want to learn to make those this year. So that is my one goal. But what that includes would be sandwich bread, naan bread, tortillas, and there's something else I thought of. And croissants. That's the other one I couldn't think of. So I want to learn to make those 4 things so that I can stop purchasing bread products from the store. Okay, for homeschooling this year, my homeschooling category, I want to focus on reading more. So more read alouds, more reading good literature, focusing on that for this year. So we really focus a lot on finishing the different curricula and, getting things done. I want to slow down and spend more time reading. So I have some plans for that I can share in another video. We're going to do some more literature studies on a few different books that I'm really excited about. So we're going to take the time. We're going to work on reading 1 literature book per week, which is a pretty ambitious goal, I think, but I think we can do it, or we can get close to that at least. So that's going to be the goal, is to accomplish 1 book, read aloud book per week. Okay, my health goal. So my one big health goal, I would like to have a lot of goals in this category, but the one goal that I decided on is to lose 20 pounds. I am a good bit overweight after 5 pregnancies and 2 adoption situations, so including 1 ongoing. But I really probably need to lose more like 40, but I'm just going to focus on 20 this year see if that gets accomplished or how far I get with that, and then I can re-up and, you know, change the goal and do 20 more or something if it happens. So there's a lot of things I need to do to make that happen, which includes staying hydrated and working out and all of that. So I'm going to make a plan for that. I won't bore you with all those details, but basically my health goal is to lose 20 pounds this year. I think it's doable, so I'm going to work towards that. Okay, lastly is my financial goal for this year. Our financial goal is just to tighten up the budget, to really write it down, budget correctly, do it the right way, like we're supposed to, and that is going to have an effect on many other areas that we would like to make goals in. So just doing a budget every month, doing it right, and sticking to it. That is the goal this year. So to focus on the budget. That is really going to help us in the years to come. We have lots of goals and things that we hope to do at some point. We need a larger vehicle for our family. We have to drive 2 vehicles places right now. And we are eventually going to need a larger home. We are making things work right now, but it's very difficult to fit 9 people into our current home and to only have 1 bathroom. So we know that's going to need to change eventually, and tightening up our budget is going to help us with all of that. So this year, it's getting that budget under control. Okay, my reading goal this year. I usually read a lot of theology books, a lot of nonfiction, a lot of Puritans. So this year, my goal is to read 15 books. This is aside from homeschooling and all of that, and to include several classics. A lot of the books that a lot of people read in a classical education, books that I did not read, was never required to read. So I want to catch up on that and read a lot of the classics this year, along with some others. So I'm gonna make a list of 15 books. I think that's doable, and I can share that list another time if you'd like to see it, but that's gonna be my goal for reading. So one of the first things I'm doing to help with the budget is to do the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. So if you ever watch 3 Rivers Homestead, you can check that out. Jessica, she really has an enjoyable channel. I really enjoy watching her and her family, getting a lot of good ideas from her. She has a large homestead, very exciting, something that we hope to have at some point in the future. We just kind of have a little backyard chicken situation, a little backyard garden, and, you know, we cook from scratch, but hopefully one day we'll have, you know, all of the larger homestead things. We both grew up on homesteads, Andy and I, so we hope to get back to that kind of lifestyle, but it's not today, but we can still do what we can do. So I'm joining the 3 Rivers Challenge, 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. I'll link that. There's a hashtag for it and everything, and you can watch a lot of other people that are basically avoiding the grocery store for a certain period of time. Everyone makes up their own rules, so it's not a really strict thing, but it's great to get some good ideas on budget meals and to help with those kind of goals for the new year. So I'm gonna join that, and I'm sure my next video will be about that, and you can check that out. That's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. Watch some more videos on my channel. I've got playlists linked below, and I'll see you next time.